ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, victims of all ages. Wishing you motherfuckers a gracious good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it may be for you, wherever in the world you may be. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for a couple minutes today. We're going to drink some whiskey. We're going to blow a little strong. We're going to make fun of some fucking cops, and that's what we do over here, man. Okay, look, so check this out, okay? I feel like I am the first person that ever left at a child's funeral. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Okay, so just 1 second, let me explain. My lady friend takes me to this. I don't even know why the fuck she would want to go, but it's somebody that she knew. Their child died. I think the child was 3 or 4, or something like that. And I'm thinking, why the fuck would you want to go to this over? Just weird, right? So I see the mother of this child, okay, very super somber. Everybody's fucking depressed and crying hysterically. So they're about to put the child into the ground, and the mother's like, oh, no, right? And she wraps her arms around the fucking casket, and she's bawling her eyes out, right? I started laughing, right? I started laughing, right? And my girl's like, Mike, what the fuck is so funny about that? And I told her, I said, listen, all you motherfuckers got this all wrong, man. She's not crying because her child just died. She's crying because she just realized she ain't getting no more child support payments and she got to get a fucking job now. It's crazy. Look, I knew a girl that used to be a cashier at the porn store. She was fun too. And she was a cashier at the porn store, and she said a woman actually came in and tried to buy edible underwear with a food stamp card. Come on now. Listen, okay, and I'm going to tell you guys one more thing. This is what I was telling a neighbor kid the other day, right? I said, listen, you're going to get older, and you're going to consider going to a bank to get a loan. And this is when you're going to become a fucking slave to the system. I said, don't ever go to a bank to get a loan, because if you do that, you're going to be paying it back for at least 30 years. But if you just walk in that bitch with a gun and rob the motherfucker, if you get caught, you'll be out in 10. That's financial freedom right there, if you ask me. You guys are important, cared for, valuable, and unbelievably appreciated. If no one has told you guys yet today, just know that I fucking love yous over here, man. This first video is coming from Geek Speak, and this is when the fucking piece of shit scumbag pigs are permanently banned over the lawsuit that they got after this stuff. Check it out, man. Geek Speak, show us what happened, dog. Let's go.
Here, piggy, piggy, piggy. Here, piggy, piggy, piggy.
Hey, man, I was always confused about how I kept getting milk out of a cow that turned out to be a bull. Bitch!
Hotel manager Sean Hoover called the non-emergency police line in Tempe, Arizona, to request the 2 individuals who were suspected of conducting illegal activities be removed from the property. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we have a very important and thought-provoking topic to discuss. In today's video, we'll be talking about a recent incident that led to a police officer being banned from policing after a particular stop. It's a story that raises questions about accountability, proper procedures, and the use of power in law enforcement. Before we dive into the details, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on our latest content. Before we begin, let's take a look at the footage from the incident that resulted in this police officer's ban from policing. After making the call, Mr. Hoover and his employee encountered a man and woman smoking in a stairwell with the exit door propped open when Mr. Hoover asked them to leave. The female exited the premises, but the male suspect allegedly pulled out a gun. Now that we've seen the footage, let's provide some context. The officer in question pulled over a vehicle for a routine traffic stop. What transpired during and after the stop was alarming, leading to the officer's ban from policing. According to reports, during the traffic stop, the officer displayed aggressive behavior and used excessive force when interacting with the driver. The driver, who was later identified as driver's name, was complying with the officer's instructions, but the situation escalated quickly. Let's take a closer look at some of the key moments from the incident. Following the release of the footage on social media, there was a widespread public outcry. Many individuals were shocked by the officer's behavior and demanded accountability for his actions. Hashtags like #JusticeForDriver started trending, and people took to the streets to protest against police brutality. The public's reaction prompted the police department to launch an internal investigation into the incident. The internal investigation revealed that the officer had indeed violated the department's code of conduct and had used excessive force during the traffic stop. As a result, the officer was banned from policing and faced other disciplinary actions. This incident shed light on the importance of proper training, de-escalation techniques, and the need for accountability within law enforcement agencies. In conclusion, this incident serves as a stark reminder of the responsibility that comes with being a police officer. While the majority of law enforcement officers carry out their duties with professionalism, incidents like this highlight the urgent need for continued reform, training, and accountability measures within police departments. As always, we encourage respectful discussions in the comments section below. Stay safe and stay informed. Until next time, take care.
All right, guys, so that was our friends over at Geek Speak. Pigs permanently banned for being pieces of shit. What do you guys think, man? Hey, I'm happy about it. I'd much rather them be hung publicly, but hey, man, I'm good with them being banned. Okay, look, check this out, right? Let's suppose you was sitting outside your house, you was just hanging out, police come rolling by and start fucking with you, man. What do? Hey, I'll tell you what. Gambino Green Thumb had this happen to him. Let's check out what he did, Gambino. Teach us, dog. Let's go.
They came on this side of the car like they scared of us or some shit, huh? The fuck? Y'all got all the shits. They got all the shits. They got ARs in the back and shit. They got everything. Every damn thing. They got every goddamn thing. Fuck, they acting like they scared for. They got suspects for y'all. They radioing in about the suspects. Y'all don't want to go check it out? Damn, y'all supervisor slow as fuck. What he doing? What he or she doing? God damn. I bet you if y'all said they called with people with guns out here, you had 10 cars in 10 seconds, huh? Yeah, hurry this shit up. Let me get on my side now. They got backup. I want to talk from behind my gate.
I'm behind the gate with you.
I want to talk from behind my gate. Excuse me.
Look at my friend. That's fucked up. I'm mad as fuck right now.
Excuse me. I have questions. Where's the supervisor going? Oh, I just wanted to make sure.
You have to push me out with the shit right there outside. I'm worried about these people. I would have spent my time right here. I ain't worried about it. People know they right. I could have said in my car and they still come. He's got me. Let me walk down the street. You like this time. They want everybody to hear. They want us to hear.
I mean, I'm just saying they didn't follow the same search and seizure protocol to put the cuffs on.
Exactly.
I mean, if it's that serious.
Please for that police. That thing, crazy little leg.
I'm just saying, if the protocol that serious, they supposed to follow it all the way up and down. Don't try to pick and choose when you want to go with it. He on asshole shit too, but I mean, if I raise my arms up and that's all you need, why the fuck you worried about my legs? Like, I'm not trying to run from you. I'm finna sign a ticket. Y'all got all my information, or you wouldn't be writing me a ticket. I'm just saying. People burning rubber and stuff. Just saying.
Yeah, so next time, if you go to that next car, I bet you they all stand outside in the street.
All right, excuse me, Sergeant. I have some questions. I have some questions. So why is he being taken in?
Because he does not want to sign the ticket.
He never. No, I can tape. You guys have light on us all the time.
You're putting that in my face.
I'm taping you talk. How am I going to get you if I don't? Okay, can I have your badge number and card before you go? You can give it to anybody else to hand to me. That part I don't care about, but I do want your badge number and all your information.
But I'm not willing to have that light in my eye.
You guys shine light on us all the time. When we get pulled over, we can't even see through our mirrors because y'all turn on every light. You seem disoriented.
Maybe because that's the light in my eye.
I mean, maybe that's how we be feeling when y'all do it. When y'all say, "Oh, you seem nervous." Same thing, ain't it? God damn. I'm just saying.
Oh my God, these people is crazy. All this to go down there and say, look. I just wish you would just do the thing I do on the dog. This is irritating. Like all you gotta do is just cooperate. Okay. One time, please.
I can tell you if you want to ask me. She asking about me.
No, she asks his name.
But no, she asking about me.
Write the ticket and let him go already.
See, that just show you how petty your officers being. See? That goes to show you right there. She gonna say, did y'all write him a ticket? No, they didn't. That just go to show you got one being cool and one trying to be an asshole. Just proving my point all the way around.
Barbie and Ken looking at. Here's my business card with my ID number.
I still have questions though.
She ain't talking to you with that light in your face. Answer your questions.
I'm gonna point it up. I'm gonna point it up a little bit. I'm gonna point it up a little bit. How am I record you if it's not on you though?
Okay, give it to somebody to hold, but I'm not gonna stand there with that light in my eye. I'll hold it.
Okay, well you can talk to me like this is not in your eye, right?
Okay, what's your question?
Well, my question is, if it's protocol about your search and seizure, how you cuff and uncuff, how come they didn't follow protocol when they put the cuffs on him?
Right. They didn't. They didn't make him stress.
If that's the whole thing, if you stressing protocol and seizures, how come she didn't follow the same procedures to put the cuffs on him?
Before she took them off. You know what? Go ahead. If they're trying to handcuff him, if they're giving him orders, and he fails to follow the orders.
No, he didn't fail when he went into cuffs. No, he didn't fail when he went into cuffs. So what do you consider failing? What do you consider failing?
We go ahead and put the handcuffs on him.
The cuffs are already on him. It's time for him to come off now.
Okay, but you're asking me about what happened when they were trying to put it on. I'm trying to answer.
Well, no, because she didn't follow search and seizure. She didn't make him spread his legs and do all that to put the cuffs on him.
Yeah.
He was standing regular. They put the cuffs on like it was nothing.
Okay, but I'm not gonna dispute how you think this officer should have done.
No, it's not a think. It's a fact. It's a fact.
The thing is, when we have to do a job, they're going to write him a ticket and let him go.
Right.
But you want to make it hard, okay? When I take off someone's handcuffs, you get your feet spread, right?
And if I don't spread them and you can still take them off, if you're giving me a ticket, why would I be attacking an officer?
You want to let me answer or not? Because I'm not going to stand here and raise my voice.
No, go ahead. But if I'm receiving a ticket, why would I be attacking the officer after I'm getting a ticket, opposed to attacking them before I get the
Do
ticket?
you want me to answer your question?
I do after I finish though.
Okay,
So
you are
if I'm okay, well let me take my question back. No, we're not arguing. We're having a conversation. Y'all don't make sense.
All right, guys, that was my man Gambino Green Thumb. That was some police harassment right in front of your fucking house. What do you do in that situation? I mean, what would you do? Let me know. This next one, look, this channel I just stumbled across too. This is Audit Justice. I'm a super huge fan of this channel in just a short amount of time. But anyway, look, man. My dude is absolutely fearless when it comes to cops, man. And I'm going to tell you guys something. Sitting there on your couch or on the shitter watching these videos is completely, entirely different than when you're standing and you're surrounded by 8 police officers. It's a completely different feeling, man. But let's check it out, man. Audit Justice is going to show us a fearless man taking on 8 cops. What would you have done, man? I don't know. I don't know what I'd done. Let's check it out together. Audit Justice, let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cops out here, and you got your hand on your gun for what reason?
For my safety.
Are you ready to shoot me?
No, I'm not.
So why you got your hand on your gun?
Because I can.
Because you're ready to shoot me, right?
No.
Guns are made to shoot.
In a startling encounter that unfolded in Henderson, North Carolina, a single individual's unwavering determination collided with the might of law enforcement as a fearless man confronted a group of 8 police officers. What initially began as an act of public photography escalated into a thought-provoking conversation between the innocent yet fearless man and the uniformed officers.
Can I have your name? Oh, I'm sorry, I got that already. Can I have your name?
Are you going to listen to me?
Have your name.
What's the name first?
I want your name first. It's your policy. Can I have your name?
Is it my policy to
Yes,
give you my name?
you do. Because you're in uniform, so you have to identify yourself.
Corey Payne?
Corey Payne, thank you. All right, any of y'all detaining me? Anybody detaining me here?
All right. Since you're not going to be rational and talk to me, we're going to leave.
Thank you, bye. No, don't you do anything illegal. All right, bye.
On January 4th, 2019, an incident took place at the bustling courthouse in Henderson, North Carolina, where a fearless man found himself in an unexpected encounter with law enforcement. Emerging from the courthouse, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being followed by a trio of police officers. This unease fueled his curiosity, prompting him to confront the officers who had tailed him into the courthouse's parking lot. With a determined stride, he approached the 3 officers, each of them adorned in their official uniforms, seemingly ready for action. As he closed the gap between them, the man could sense a mix of curiosity and suspicion emanating from the officers. His heart raced, but his resolve remained unshaken. "What brings you out here?" the man asked, his voice a blend of curiosity and skepticism. He was met with watchful eyes and raised eyebrows, as if the officers were sizing him up. The atmosphere was tense, charged with an air of confrontation and uncertainty. The officers exchanged glances, seemingly taken aback by his direct approach. One of them, a middle-aged man officer with a stern demeanor, took a step forward and responded, "We're here to see what you're up to."
I'm just trying to see what you're doing, man. Walking around filming everybody with a gun on your hip.
His tone held a hint of authority, a reminder that he was the one wearing the badge. The man's face broke into a half-smile as he posed his next question. "How many officers does it take for a public photographer to do their thing?"
How many cops do it take for a public photographer?
Well, I'm just trying to see what you're doing, man. Walking around filming everybody with a gun on your hip.
That's totally legal.
All county property, I don't think.
This is public property.
This is county property.
Which is public property.
Underscoring his disbelief at the presence of these 3 officers for what seemed like a non-confrontational scenario, his camera hung around his neck, a symbol of his intention to capture moments and preserve memories. He pointed to the public property around them, emphasizing the legitimacy of his actions.
Before you sign your name on the dotted line on lawsuit, call your supervisor. This is public property.
This is county property.
It's public. This is taxpayer. Well, if you don't think so, I need you to know so. Because these are my rights you're about to violate. So I need all y'all to be sure that what you're finna do is legal, okay?
"This is public property funded by taxpayers," he stated firmly. "I have every right to photograph here." The officers exchanged another series of glances, their expressions hinting at an internal debate. The man, emboldened by his understanding of the law, continued his discourse. "Policy isn't the law," he asserted, trying to break through their defenses. "I know my rights, and I'm not breaking any laws by photographing here."
Policy isn't law. I need you to understand that. Policy isn't law.
Hey, man, what's your name?
I'm not giving that out. I haven't broken the law.
The initial standoff continued, the tension palpable in the air. As the man continued to defend his rights as a public photographer, the officers appeared to be grappling with a situation that was spiraling beyond their initial expectations. The man's voice took on a more determined tone as he emphasized, "I can stand in public property and photograph whatever I want. It's completely legal."
Because I can film in public as long as I want to. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cops out here, and you got your hand on your gun for what reason?
He knew the laws that safeguarded his rights, and he was not hesitant to articulate them to the officers. One of the officers, his eyebrows furrowing, had his hand on his pistol, which made the man concerned.
And you got your hand on your gun for what reason?
For my safety.
Are you ready to shoot me?
No, I'm not.
So why you got your hand on your gun?
Because I can.
Because you're ready to shoot me, right?
No.
Guns are made to shoot.
The man countered, his tone unwavering. Legalities aren't determined by what's considered normal or abnormal. Open carry is within my rights.
But it is abnormal for people to walk around the parking lot with an open carry pistol. It is abnormal. You have to admit that it is abnormal.
But is it legal?
It doesn't matter whether it's legal or illegal.
Is it legal?
I'm
I
saying
just want to
that
answer my
it
question.
raises people's suspicion.
But you're the supervisor, so you should know this more than anyone. Is it legal?
It is legal, yes.
At this juncture, the confrontation was not only about asserting his right as a photographer, but also asserting his rights as an individual exercising open carry. The officer's lack of understanding regarding these rights was evident, and the escalating confrontation seemed to stem from their misinterpretation of the law. The officers were inadvertently violating the man's First and Second Amendment rights. The First Amendment protects his freedom of speech, which includes the right to take photographs in public spaces, especially when it pertains to newsworthy events or matters of public interest. The officer's attempt to hinder his photography was infringing upon his First Amendment rights. Additionally, the man's open carry of a pistol was protected under the Second Amendment, which guarantees the right to bear arms. The officer's skepticism and their assertion that open carry was abnormal were irrelevant in the face of constitutional law. As the confrontation continued to escalate, the man maintained his composure while also asserting his right with increasing fervor.
Per the Constitution, I cannot open carry or film in none of this area.
Per the county policy.
But policy isn't law.
The officer's insistence on the abnormality of his actions and their subsequent response hinted at a deeper issue, a lack of proper training or awareness of citizens' constitutional rights. The parking lot had become a battleground for not just one man's determination to exercise his rights, but for the broader conversation surrounding law enforcement's understanding of constitutional law. The confrontation highlighted the importance of proper training for officers to ensure they do not infringe upon citizens' rights while carrying out their duties. As the fearless man and the initial officers engaged in a verbal tug-of-war over his rights as a public photographer and open carrier, the scene began to attract attention. Passers-by and courthouse visitors paused to witness the unfolding confrontation, their curiosity piqued by the fervor in the man's voice and the officer's stern expressions. However, what started as a discourse between a single citizen and a bunch of officers soon caught the attention of their colleagues. The man, camera in hand, observed with a mix of disbelief and incredulity as the trio of officers was soon joined by more of their uniformed comrades. The trio of officers, joined by 5 more, stood in a line, a formidable wall of blue uniforms, facing the fearless man. 8 officers in total, their expressions ranging from curiosity to sternness, created an imposing sight that underscored the escalating nature of the confrontation. What had initially been a discussion between a citizen and a few officers had now evolved into a scene that seemingly demanded a significant police presence.
These guys came out here to try to intimidate a public photographer. And if you say I was here not too long ago, then you kind of understand my angle, correct?
Yes, sir. I remember you coming out here to the courthouse.
And they said, and now you sitting there looking stupid with your hand on your hip. Because you wasted everybody's time.
The man's voice remained unshaken, his determination unfaltering. He couldn't help but question the need for 8 officers to address a situation that revolved around his exercise of constitutionally protected rights. As the number of officers grew, so did the layers of complexity surrounding the situation. What started as a simple discussion had transformed into a microcosm of the broader dialogue between individual rights and law enforcement authority. The presence of 8 officers underscored the potential for misunderstandings, misinterpretations, and a lack of awareness of citizens' rights within the law enforcement community. Despite the growing police presence, the fearless man stood his ground, holding his camera and asserting his rights with resolute determination. The growing assembly of officers, each with their own perspective and understanding of the situation, highlighted the need for better training and awareness regarding constitutional rights within law enforcement agencies. Amidst the growing assembly of 8 officers and the fearless man in the courthouse parking lot, a fervent debate over the legalities of his actions ensued. The confrontation shifted from a mere assertion of rights to a more nuanced conversation about the boundaries of law and the interpretation of the Constitution. As the fearless man continued to emphasize his right to public photography and open carry, the officers attempted to justify their actions by suggesting that open carry was abnormal.
Well, they came out and tried to tell me that even though it's legal, it's abnormal. But it's all law. And so if law-abiding citizens are abnormal, then what's the purpose of the law?
The man countered this assertion, making it clear that the legality of his actions was not subject to public opinion or social norms. His point was crystal clear. Legality is defined by the law, not by personal interpretations. The officer's claims that open carry was abnormal prompted the fearless man to delve into the specifics of the laws that protected his actions. Expanding upon his argument, the man brought up the Second Amendment. He outlined that open carry, the act of visibly carrying a firearm, was his right as an individual. However, the officer's continued skepticism and resistance to these assertions illustrated a concerning trend, a lack of understanding of the laws that they were tasked with upholding. The fearless man's argument was grounded in constitutional principles, yet the officers' focus on what they considered normal indicated a gap in their knowledge of the law. The debate also underscored the distinction between policy and law. While the officers cited policy as the basis for their actions, the fearless man was quick to clarify that policy is not synonymous with law. Policies are internal guidelines set by institutions, whereas the law is dictated by the Constitution and relevant legislation. In this parking lot discourse, the fearless man played the role of an educator, challenging the officers to reevaluate their perspectives and actions. As the debate continued, it became increasingly evident that upholding the law involves more than just enforcing it. It requires an informed understanding of the Constitution and its protections for all citizens.
All right, guys, so that was our good friends over at Audit Justice, and that was a fearless man taking on a... Well, I mean, you gotta be on top of your fucking game to do some shit like that. I mean, you gotta be on top of your game. Anyway, though, I only put 3 on. For the life of me, I can't remember why I put this 4th video on here. Obviously, I drink and smoke a lot of weed, but I don't know why I put this on here, but I'm sure I had a good reason for it. But anyway, man, I stumbled across this channel. The channel is called Enigma, and this is just such a cool channel, man. He has so many cool topics. But anyway, this one that I wanted to show you guys, this one that I wanted to highlight is when police officers realize they just killed the victim. Oh, I can't wait to see this one, man. I'm excited for you guys to see it. Enigma, show them what's up, dog. Let's go.
Cops often make mistakes, but no mistake is less forgiving than accidentally killing the victim of a crime. In 2019, a tragedy would sadly unfold when David Ward, a 52-year-old disabled man with a heart condition, was caught up in a violent carjacking. He was badly beaten and his green Honda Civic was taken from him. He then filed this theft with the police. 3 days later, police spotted this green Honda Civic that matched the registration, and due to the violent nature in which David Ward had it stolen from him, the police expected the driver to be an armed carjacker. They pulled him over, and this is where you see the confrontation start. Only the horrible turn of events is that on the same day, David had actually located his car and was now driving it about. He didn't tell the police. As a result, David had inadvertently called the police on himself. This tragedy, in combination with the police brutality that is unfortunately all too common in America, would result in his death. Here we see this terrible situation unfold.
Show me your fucking hands! Show me your hands! Turn off the fucking car! Don't move! Get your hands down! Don't move! Get your hands up! Hands up! Hands up now! Keep your hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Leave them up! I don't see any weapons. I'm gonna move back to you guys. Keep your hands up! Yeah. Keep your hands up! Do not move your hands! Sheriff 148, we're at the dead end of Sutton and Hillview Street, Bluefield. Show me your hands! No! Show me your fucking hands! Keep your hands up!
Don't put your hands down. Don't do it.
Don't do it!
Just moving in the back. Don't move. Don't do it. Lock. One hand, unlock it. Put your hands back up. With one hand, unlock it. Now put your hand back on your head.
Here we see David Ward calmly talking with the officers. Only days prior, he had been beaten to a pulp by a criminal. His car door won't unlock for some reason, and he has clearly tried to open the door numerous times so that the officers can take him safely from the car. He is scared and confused, but is still compliant with the officers. He expresses rapid head movement here as a result of the defense mechanism being triggered. When we experience stress, our brain triggers the defense mechanism in order to increase our ability to defend ourselves. This causes adrenaline to be released into the bloodstream via the adrenal glands, which causes an elevated heart rate and an increase in muscle tension. As a result, his body is filled with energy to make him more capable of defending himself. This is why his head moved rapidly here. He's filled with energy and is trying to rapidly take in and assess the situation. His mouth is also wide open, which is his brain trying to make him take in as much oxygen as possible in order to provide extra power to his muscles.
Don't move your fucking hand.
Why do you fucking harass me all the time? Give me your hands. Give me your fucking hands.
Give me your other hand. Give me your other hand.
Come the fuck out of the car.
Give me your hand.
Now. Hey, get out of the car!
Alright, I'm getting out. I'm getting out. Ah! Ah!
I'm not going to show you what happens next. It's a clear example of police brutality, and it's horrible to watch. The cops basically drag this disabled and beaten man out of his car via the window, despite him saying that he will get out of his car on his own. His legs get trapped under the wheel, he's in extreme pain. The cops then bash his head against the car door and taser him. This proves too much for the already injured man to cope with, and he dies. This is directly the fault of the police here. Any human, when experiencing extreme fear and extreme levels of pain, will scream and become violent, and become what police term non-compliant. Humans have a natural biological reaction to pain and extreme fear, and anyone would react in the exact same way. The police directly forced him into this situation, and it's their fault what happened. They could have calmly asked him to try the other door or climb out of the window himself. They already saw that he had no weapons on him, and now we witness the aftermath of their terrible policing.
Coming to you. Slow down. You got it cuffed.
Motherfucker. You fucking bit me too. Oh fuck, he broke my skin.
Keep monitoring his breathing and shit. Got him. Alright. Alright. Yeah. Fucking hurt.
It's unlocked. Locked. Oh shit! Jesus fucking Christ.
Sorry. It's been unlocked, wasn't it?
No, it was locked.
Oh, okay. The one on that side was up, but still wasn't unlocked.
So you can tell that these cops are under incredible amounts of stress. When stressed, we become hyper alert to our surroundings as the brain is preparing to defend itself from an immediate physical attack. As a result, it becomes jumpy and quick to react, which is exactly what you see happen here. Clearly they are feeling extreme levels of stress. And it's quite eerie how silent the situation becomes as they're just standing around realizing what they've just done.
What's the code?
And now they realize he's David Ward, the victim of the carjacking, not the carjacker.
He's the victim of the 215.
Then why did he run?
I don't know why he ran. You have all this is legit. He had no reason to run. But I was out with him like 2 hours ago at his house. No, the car wasn't here at the time. Obviously, he went somehow made contact with the guy and got it. But he was here 2 hours ago. This is him.
Well,
No reason for him to have done this.
start CPR on him.
Stop breathing. Start it. I don't have one.
Just do it. Can't hurt to do it.
Charles Blount, the officer responsible for David's death, and the guy who replied, "Oh well," in a sarcastic tone when it was discovered that they had just killed the victim of the crime, not the perpetrator, was eventually acquitted of charges related to involuntary manslaughter and assault in the death of David Ward. He was, however, fired from his job for his terrible conduct. This was actually the first time in Sonoma's county history that an officer was facing charges for an on-duty killing, and hopefully it never happens again. David Ward, the victim who had limited mobility due to a past car accident and relied on supplemental oxygen, had reclaimed his stolen car that he reported missing. Blount's use of excessive force, violently smashing his head into the car and also doing a neck hold, directly resulted in Ward's death. Despite his subsequent acquittal, there was extreme backlash due to the obvious level of police brutality being present in the video, and Ward's family ultimately settled a lawsuit against the county for a sum of $3.8 million paid for by the taxpayer. But this nowhere near compensates for the easily avoidable death of a family member. Blount also had a history of misconduct, including a previous incident involving a similar neck hold, and subsequent dishonesty. But this was mysteriously not presented during the trial out of fear that it may bias the jury. This case, in my opinion, makes an absolute mockery of the justice system, and if you watch the body cam footage in its entirety, which I don't recommend you do, you realise that the police were extremely violent and that Ward acted calmly given the circumstances. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. And thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Alright guys, so that was my dude over at Enigma. Like I said, man, I have no clue why I put that fourth video on. Clearly you can see I drink a lot, I smoke a lot of weed, that's obvious. So I'm sure at the time I had a really good reason for it, but I can't remember it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I love his channel. Anyway, though, if you have made it this far, you've made it all the way to the end. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for a couple minutes today. I really certainly appreciate your time. Very, very special thank you to the channels I highlighted today. That was Geek Speak, Gambino, Green Thumb, Audit Justice, and my dog over at Enigma. If you are unfamiliar with these channels, I leave all the original links in the description so you guys can click on that, head on over, check out their channels, give them a sub, tell them what's up, let them know we got their back and we appreciate what they do over here. If you're on Facebook, fuck Facebook, but if you're on it, God bless you, man. Head on over to the USVSTHEMPGH Facebook group. You will not find me over there because I'm always banned. Clearly, I don't know how to use Facebook responsibly. So I let my main man Chris run it over there, and he will keep you entertained all day long. He's a fucking great dude. Make sure you let him know that I sent you over there, and tell him you would like to see how he does the Abraham Lincoln with his ball sack. He will send you the picture. You will enjoy it, I promise you. You guys are important, cared for, valuable, and unbelievably appreciated. If no one has told you guys yet today, just know that I love yous over here, man, and I will see yous in the morning. Cheers, guys. Stay safe.